Aloha, YouTube investors. How is everybody doing today? My name is David Yansen. Welcome to my channel. Today is January 3rd. It is Sunday, 2020. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you had nice holidays, Christmas and New Year's, and Thanksgiving as well. Today in this video, we are going to be looking at my Fidelity account. I have three brokerages that I mainly use. Fidelity is my dividend growth portfolio. M1 Finance has my Roth IRA, and then I have a growth portfolio with Robinhood. All these I started last year in 2019, not last year, sorry, 2 years ago now, in 2019. And I first started investing in April or May with Stash app and the Acorns app. And then they either increased their fees or I realized that there were other brokerages out there that didn't have any commission fees. So I decided to go with those. So I went with Robinhood. I did like that Stash enabled you to buy fractional shares, which at the time Robinhood didn't allow for fractional shares. So I decided to look for another brokerage that had zero fees and no brokerage. I'm sorry, no fractional shares or allows fractional shares. There we go. And I found M1 Finance. So I had an individual account with M1 Finance at one time. In September of last year, I decided to move that individual account over to Fidelity. So here we are. So we're going to go through my portfolio here. This is basically how the year ended type video. I have, I think, 15 holdings or so in this brokerage account. Let's see here, Abby. So 16 holdings here in this account. Like I said, it's just a dividend growth portfolio. There are some things that I like about Fidelity. I'll do a video later on Fidelity 2021. Is it worth it? Am I going to stay with them? I'm probably going to stay with them because Fidelity was nice enough when I transferred from M1 Finance that they refunded me the fees, but I don't know that any other brokerage will do that and still give you fractional shares as well too. So as you can see right here at the top, it shows you that on the last trading day, I finished just a little bit over 1%. I have about $6,800, just a little over $6,800 invested with this brokerage account. And here are my holdings here. AbbVie, scroll back out here again. You can see all the way over here that I own a little over 8 shares. And I am up total gains over 22%. When AbbVie was down in the 80s, I really started dollar cost averaging into them. I originally bought into them when they were in the higher 80s, probably like 88, 89. And then all of a sudden it kind of dropped down to like 85, 84. And that's when I really started picking up some shares. But I do it all pretty much fractional shares. So it was relatively easy to do. $20 on this day, $20 on that day. And you say, well, why didn't you just do the full $80 or $100 at a time? And the reason being is because I already had a set amount that I had planned on investing every single week into my Roth IRA, and I wanted to complete and maximize my Roth IRA for the full contribution year. So I've done that now. So the majority of my money now will start to go to Fidelity, and if I find some nice spots with my Robinhood account, I'll pick up a few fractional shares or shares depending on the holding with my holdings in my Robinhood portfolio. So AbbVie has done really, really well for me this year. Unfortunately, Fidelity, I was not able to find this anywhere, but Fidelity does not give you a year and a 3-month out, all that type of stuff with your brokerage, with the brokerage. If you can find that, let me know in the comments. I was not able to find that. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you, everybody who has already helped me get almost to 3,000 subscribers, and give the video a thumbs up if you find it informative. But I clicked on all of these things here: analysis, planning, activity, and orders. I didn't see anything that would tell me exactly how the portfolio has performed based on the year, based on the month, based on all it does is gives you the stock analysis based on your style and your preferences, basically. And then when you click on the individual holding, it just kind of gives you, some research and some events that are coming up. So research, purchase history, and then here gives you the chart of how the stock overall has performed, but it doesn't, if I was to click on it, advanced chart, but it doesn't tell me how it has performed since I have purchased into the company. So, and that's something that I would like to see with Fidelity, that M1 Finance and Robinhood offer, and I believe Webull offers as well too. I do have about $200 in Webull because of the 2 free stocks that I got from them. But so Costco, the other one here, a little over 1 share, 1.3 shares. I'm up 17%. Disney up 41%. Disney skyrocketed for unknown reasons because they still don't have their Disney ships going. They're still not producing movies like they would if there was no lockdown pandemic. So I originally was hoping that by the end of the year that they would drop down to about 120, 119, and then I would pick up some more. That's when I originally picked up my second share, was at 123. So my average cost is 128. And then Ecolab here, company that I really like. You see them everywhere. Hand sanitizers, cleaning, all that type of stuff is what they do. They're in the material space. I own 2 shares with them. When they dropped below 200, I just picked up like a little over a share. And because I think I had like a half a share at the time. So my average cost at 199. So I'm up over 8%. Consolidated Edison, the ticker symbol ED, over 7 shares. At the end of December here, I started buying into this utility company as they fell below $72. So originally my average share price was $72.80 or so, and now it is $71.09. So I am up over 1.5% just because I was able to dollar cost average with that, and they are dividend king, I believe. So if not king, definitely aristocrat at 46 years. So they might just be at 46 years of increasing their dividend payment. IBM, I do think that they have a bright future. Picked up in November, I picked up a share either the end of November or the beginning of December. So my share price went down to 122.26. If it drops below this 122.26 again, then I'll buy some more. But the way I do my purchasing and everything is based on, well, maybe I'll get into my strategy. I am planning on doing a video on my strategy for 2021, so I'll kind of go through that in that video. Intel, $47.46 is my average cost, a little over 5 shares, and I'm up almost 5% with them. Johnson & Johnson over 11.5%, 11.81%, and $140 per share. 3 shares I have with them, just over 3 shares. And I love fractional shares. Fractional shares allows you just $5, $1, $10, and it's like you're just going out to eat, out to dinner, going to the movies, picking up, I don't know, a smoothie or a coffee or something like that, the same price as that, you just throw that money in here. And what I do is I just throw it into this individual company so that I don't sell it. Because if I put it in, just leave it in the cash part of this, I might withdraw it. So for me personally, just to maintain a little bit of discipline, I just automatically, when I'm like, okay, the stock price has fallen down, I just automatically buy it, whether it's 5 or 10 or 20 bucks that I have extra. So Johnson & Johnson, a little over 3 shares up. Oh, we just mentioned that. JP Morgan. I talk all the time about my skepticism with the banks. So unless they drop below 95 bucks, I'm probably not going to buy into them. My average cost is 97.15 right now, and I have 2 shares, but Fidelity showing you here that they do have a dividend coming up. Their next dividend, click on the events here. The next dividend, 90 cents per share. Ex-dividend date is January 5th, so this week. And they have a nice yield at almost 3%. So I like JP Morgan as a bank, but investing in banks, I'm just very skeptical. So I only have JP Morgan and one other in my Webull account. That's a dividend aristocrat is why I picked them up. So 5 shares of Coca-Cola right now, up almost 15%. Lockheed Martin has been trading really not bad because the price is still over 350 bucks, and their low you can see here was 266, but my average share price was around 370, 380. So I finally got to 2 shares. I just did $100 buy in this last week or the week before, just before the new year. And so I'm down almost 3%, but it's still a great company to own. Amazing dividend that are not amazing, but a really nice dividend yield that they pay. And um, their payout ratio is really low. So Nvidia up over 5%, just barely, not even a half a share that I own with them. My average cost under $500. And you can see Pepsi, I'm up almost 11.5%. And if their price hadn't just kept going up and up and up after because people are buying just, goods like crazy in the grocery store and stuff. I'm not sure how it is where you live, but here in Hawaii, it takes a long time for things to be shipped over. So our grocery stores, Target, Walmart, Safeway, whatever, they sell out. And when they sell out, it could be 2 or 3 days before they refill. And then they refill and they sell out in the next day and a half or so. But Pepsi, I would love to buy some more of, but I try to buy on the dips. And at 133, that's kind of high right now. If they were like 127, 128, I wouldn't care too much because they do have this nice dividend yield, and they are approaching dividend king status. I think they're at 47 years of increasing their dividend payment now. AT&T, I just added 4 more shares, so up to 14. Average cost $29.62. I think this is amazing, around $30, especially with that nice dividend yield of 7% or so, or just over 7%. And I am down with them, but I am probably going to add more to them this coming week if I'm able to, because they have their ex-dividend date coming up on January 8th. There's the yield, 7.3% is the yield, and 52 cents per share. So far for the year, the beginning of the year, usually AT&T increases their dividend because they are a dividend aristocrat at 35 years, 36 years, somewhere around there. But they haven't at the beginning of the year, and they usually do. So not really cause for concern, in my opinion, because they still bring in a lot of money from their wireless services, and HBO Max is now going to be on Roku sets, so that'll probably start to bring in some more money for them. So my opinion, I'm assuming that they're just going to go ahead and increase that dividend again. So, but do your own research, check it out for yourself before you go and invest in anything. Tesla, I own very little here. Average cost of $401, and I am up over 75%. And then Verizon, lastly, their dividend, ex-dividend date's coming up too. But unless they get down to this $55 again, I'm probably not gonna add to it. But they have a nice 4.2% dividend, somewhere around there. And so I'm up over 6%. So over all time, doesn't show you the year. Sorry about that. Fidelity doesn't show you the year. I guess I could run the numbers myself, but it's kind of nice to have a brokerage that can keep everything concise for you. Almost 12% in gains all time with this portfolio. Really only 2 of my holdings, Lockheed and Martin and AT&T, finished the year, the month, and the week in the red, which is nice to see. So hopefully this week will be the same way. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, feel free to share with your family and friends. Give the video a thumbs up, everyone. Mahalo and aloha.